Let's check out the action.
Jay, I have the tab the next time. Let's do this. Won by the Lakers. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Boogie abusing the rim. Big finish.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly. That's out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron. Kawhi Leonard, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Danny Green. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
George. Man, that was a tough shot. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Here's a chance from long range, and Lou Williams, he doesn't miss many of those. A wide-open look for 3.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
To Danny Green. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He buries it.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Great pass to set it up. Beverly. Oh, he hits the 3.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
To Danny Green. Nice pass to set things up. Kyle Kuzma, and he buries it.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
It can only be one of 2 things here. 1, the defender ran out of gas, or 2, this dude is just unstoppable.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Shot from the lane won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Danny Green, the pass taken away by the Clippers. Strong finish for Paul George.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Okay, that time it was effective, but a really good defender will put that in their memory bank.
I got him. Here we go.
Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 4. Good start.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Have to be careful inbounding the basketball. But good anticipation by the defense.
There is no better feeling than after making that shot and trotting back on defense, seeing your opponent stare, point, or yell at each other for miscommunication.
Clippers have the basketball. He made his first effort, but not that time. Great look and vision. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Jay, the Clippers last year were 2 games better than 500. Pretty amazing when you think about what they dealt with.
Most definitely, but everything for this Clipper organization starts with Lou Williams. He is the stud for this team. It's the second time in his career he's been named 6th man of the year, and that's why they signed the 31-year-old to a 3-year, $24 million deal.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over in a 1-point basketball game. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Leonard. And that's rebounded by the Lakers. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Down low, George. Oh, emphatic slam. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
LeBron James against Paul George. To Danny Green. James. Caldwell Pope. And it's Beverly there to grab the rebound. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. LeBron with it up top, trailing by 4. From long range, you give him that much time, he's going to make you pay. LeBron James with the 3. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
From the painted area, won't go down. Kentavious Caldwell Pope rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Beverly, Patrick Beverly. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
To Davis. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Anthony Davis swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Harkless to George. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Not getting the bounce. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 73%. Two for 2 on that trip. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
That'll do it for the first quarter. The Clippers have the lead. Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
To Cousins. And the Clippers with the rebound. Leonard to Paul George. JaVale McGee able to recover with the block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Harkless to George. Leonard. That's good D. Shot no good. Kuzma to Caldwell Pope and throws it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Harkless. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Nice pass to set things up. Throws it down.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Beverly to Harkless. And the reward is going to the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
And hits the first free throw. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. James into the front court. Now down 6. The pass set it all up.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Leonard to Williams. Beverly. Leonard. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
George to Beverly. To Paul George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Paul George locked in. Hits the tough 3.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Patrick Beverly. 3 for 6 now.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Danny Green. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard. He's looking for that touch.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Beverly to Williams. Ah, the monster stuff. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Caldwell Pope. Lets it fly from long range. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
The pass taken away by the Lakers. And a throwdown.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Oh, ferocious slam inside.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Buries it. It's a three.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching this shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
Kyle Kuzma, yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
4-3. Misfires. It's no good. To James. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Harkless. Beyond the arc for three. Defense snuffed it out. Harkless off the mark. LeBron into the front court. 2-point advantage. Deep two there. Won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
It was right there. LeBron into the front court. Looking to make something happen. They work it down to Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
James to Davis. Jermichael Green. Tips it. They've got it back. Magruder defended by Cousins. Fires the three. Tough shot. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
James. Kuzma here against Harkless. To Davis for three. And it's Harkless who gathers the rebound. Fires the three. And the Lakers able to grab the rebound. Los Angeles has the basketball. Had made his first three, but that shot off the mark. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Kyle Kuzma. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Time expires to end the first half. The Lakers have the lead.
Are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scores for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Clippers are within striking distance at the half. And even though they don't have the lead, they're doing a great job of moving the ball around. They might find themselves on the winning end of the scoreboard if they can keep it up. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. Steals. We might be enjoying these first half highlights of steals, but I'm sure the coaches won't be in the next film session. Neither of these teams have been consistently able to maintain control of the basketball. The chosen one did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it. Here we go with the top plays from the first half. Number 2, player of the half. LeBron James lighting up the scoreboard in the first half. And I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half. Number 2. Are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough. And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
So, Ed, my man P. Bev the other day made some comments on social media. I want to get your reaction. He said, I'll tell you right now, we are the best team in L.A. How do you feel about that?
Jay, since the Clippers moved from San Diego, I don't know if that's been the case once. Maybe going back a few years, but LeBron James is in L.A. now. I don't know if Patrick Beverley's right on that one. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Danny Green. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
It's been a good night from beyond the arc. He's 5 of 6 from deep.
It's called room and rhythm, Ed. If you don't crowd him defensively, you allow him to have room, he will find that rhythm from behind the arc.
Little R&R has never hurt anybody, Jay. Trying to cash in, just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Big finish at the rim.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Davis to Kyle Kuzma. 3 seconds, it's going the other way. Williams to Leonard. Here's a chance from long range, and Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
The body language was so bad in the first half. After every missed shot, your head went down. Now, your head is to the sky, and I like the confidence.
Now ready to shoot at the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes, you just gotta let them play, ref.
First try at the line, no good. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Leonard to George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Paul George, not sure why they left him that wide open. Takes advantage.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
From long range, Long Island zone, Danny Green with the three.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Here's Leonard for two. Knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
LBJ with it. To Kyle Kuzma. And a nice finish at the rim.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
DeMarcus Cousins sends it away. Lou Williams is going to get a chance at three here. A career 83% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Second of three, off the mark. No good. 1 for 3 on that trip. That is great vision to set it up. Has a look. A shot, no good by Green. Terrific vision. Williams. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Kyle Kuzma. Oh, he just continues to pour it in from downtown. He's 6 of 7 from 3.
This is probably the time that you adjust your defense, maybe play some zone, maybe a box someone, or maybe just double team him.
Anthony Davis snatching it out of the air. This will be out of bounds off of Davis. Changes coming from both sides right now. Jay, last year the Lakers 35 and 47. What impact, obviously, will LeBron James have on this Lakers team and their record?
There's no doubt that I think the Lakers will get over 35 wins. Will they get over 50, though, is the major question. I don't see that happening, considering last year only 2 teams in the West, Golden State and Houston, had over 50 wins.
JaVale McGee to Caldwell Pope. Goes to the left side. Kyle Kuzma. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Beverly into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Almost. Tough shot in traffic.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
That right there, Jay, his 8th three of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his follow through.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Leonard. No good. To James. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Down to 5 on the 24. Going to launch beyond the arc. Lou Williams. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Caldwell Pope to James. Caldwell Pope. And the Clippers have the rebound. To Beverly. Great feed. Williams. To James. And finishes strong.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Doc Rivers making some changes to his lineup. Paul George to Leonard. Lets it fly from long range. Not going down here. Across the timeline comes James. Up a dozen. Around the perimeter to James. Kyle Kuzma. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. James. Caldwell Pope buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
That'll do it. 3rd quarter complete. So far, it'll be Lakers ball as we begin the 4th quarter. And if they were looking good at halftime, Jay, they're really looking good now.
They really turned up that intensity in the 3rd quarter. They were looking to put this game out of reach, and they've come out close to doing it.
The pass taken away by the Lakers.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
Count it.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
The drive, right to the basket. Anthony Davis pins it. This will be out of bounds off of Davis. George cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Davis, wide open look, won't go. And they call it.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
James, tough matchup against George. Free throws coming up.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose but really good habits to gain.
Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. LeBron James with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
4-3. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Number 14, Danny Green.
Add 2 points to the board.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Lakers ball. James to Caldwell Pope. Danny Green. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Beverly. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The hot night continues. He's at 9 threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
George to Beverly. Beyond the arc for 3. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Kyle Kuzma. Now that's a contest.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Another chance to Davis. Has a chance. Anthony Davis. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Kyle Kuzma. Fires the 3. Cleans it up. Cousins to Danny Green. Mo Harkless. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Williams. He engulfed him that time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Beverly to Williams for 3. Smothering D. LeBron with it up top. His guys holding the big lead. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, and the shots came from different places around the body, which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
To James. Danny Green to Davis. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. Kyle Kuzma. That's off the side of the rim. Short. To Williams. Fires the 3. Off the mark. to James. DeMarcus Cousins looking good, 4 for 5.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
James. Shot from the lane won't go. James to Davis. And a putback slam.
Ooh, really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Oh, they call him for the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. George trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. James into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Beverly. Passed it off. George, he's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I will be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, one man can never beat 5.
10 threes for him now in the game, Jay. Just astonishing.
And I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's only happened 30-something times since the three-point line went into effect in 1979. Goes to show you how big of a night he's having.
How old were you back then?
I was not born yet, my friend.
Boom, baby. To Cousins. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with
it. Deep three at the buzzer. The Lakers get the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here. Now I've got the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers got themselves a win here today. Sometimes a team can hurt itself by being so aggressive on defense. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.